Hello beautiful ones, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for coming back. I have a beautiful message for you today. It's all about living in harmony. It's so funny because I wrote this down sitting outside after I picked up these. I picked these up a few days ago. I wasn't really doing anything with them. And you guys may know what it is, but these are seed pods from silver maple that we have all around the yard. We have many of these. Now, I've heard them called by other people garbage maple, and because they grow so quickly, the roots tend to be everywhere on the property, so they can cause damage. And I don't know, they grow very, very quickly. Their branches fall down. They do produce maple sugar, that maple liquid that we do maple syrup with. However, it's not as sugary or watery as the certain other types of maple trees. But looking at these and how beautiful they were, the first thing that I thought was, well, I'll show you up close, just the leaves of them, if it'll focus here. I hope it does. Let's see if it can focus. Let's put my hand here. Okay, there you go. It focused. You see that? It looks like the veins in the lung, doesn't it? The way it breathes. And this thing flies. So it flies away from the tree, the basic, this I've known for a long time. I used to play with them when we were kids. I used to throw them up in the air and watch them. We called them helicopters. The thing is with these is that this beautiful leaf, and with the seed in it, takes it and makes it fly greater distances away from the tree. And that way it can propagate itself and reproduce. These are dried, so the leaves are getting all really brittle and stuff. But basically, if it can plant close enough into the ground, you can have another tree come up in no time. They can last up to 130 years. Unbelievable, right? So I was watching this, and then I watched something else, and Spirit gave me the thought of take a page from nature and live in harmony with your environment. Okay? So the only reason that they're considered a nuisance to us is because we have houses around these trees. But these trees have been here way before we had these big houses to be in the way of their growth, right? But even though we pull at them and destroy them and get rid of them so that we can protect our materialistic things, this tree prevails. It keeps on going. It lives in harmony. It goes with the flow. And these three cards came out. It adapts. It keeps going. It keeps reconnecting. The circle keeps going round and round. And it lives in harmony with its environment. I love these cards because they really feel like nature has something to teach us. Okay? I'm going to let the cards come out. I'm going to let Spirit speak and let us know what they think, what they really want to communicate with us today. But I thought it'd be perfect on a Saturday to talk about such things. Ooh. Okay, so we have time to go. And that's 4 and 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. Nice. Come to the edge. Ooh. I like these. These are feeling very... it's time to do a different thing. Come to the edge of evolution. Or maybe a very old way of being. Okay? If we're talking about nature and being in harmony with it, such as it is, such as it adapts, it's time for us to do the same thing. Deep knowing and no place like home. Yeah. This is 9. This is 9. I like that. These two are 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. So, absolutely. Yeah. It's time to go. It's time to do something different. Okay? This is what the world is at. This is what your life may be at. If you take it on a fundamental basis, be as the trees. It's time to do something different. Okay? While being the same. You can be you and adapt. Absolutely. You can adapt to anything. Take a page from nature. Adapt to the fact that people, and it's been going on for a long time is what they're saying. There's been people like us who believe in things that should be different. And they haven't really been accepted. It is more accepted now than ever to be a spiritual being in a human shell. Before you were a woo-woo fortune teller, spiritual, whatever they wanted to call you, a misfit. But it is really our time now, okay? So if you've been waiting to get on this bandwagon, feeling that it's your calling, they're saying it's time to go and come to the edge. Those are both beckonings. They're going, come on. Not come to this side, but that's what I'm hearing. Come here, okay? Come to where you belong. Come to where you feel you should be, okay? It's time to adapt and let people choose what they want to. Keep growing. Keep spreading your seed, okay? Reconnect to your spirituality, okay? I really love this. I really love these. I really love these. When I saw them, they really spoke to me in a very, I get very loud. I get some signs that are a little bit, they're just, I'll take it. I'll take it as a sign, and I wrap it up and I let spirit guide me. But certain signs, when I saw these, when I picked these up and touched them, it became like a bright shining, there was bright shining lights around these seeds to let me know that you've got to pay attention to this, okay? Right. So you have deep knowing, and that's 43-7, okay? To me, that's a card of assessing. That's the gardener looking at his garden, okay? Seeing what's out of place, what's not harmonious, and that's absolutely what's going on here. You're looking around at things, trying to figure out what's out of place, what's not in harmony with your space. And it's very important that you find the harmony in your space, okay? Because in the end, there's no place like home. 50, it's beautiful. No place like home. I love this. And this is our home. This is the planet we live on. This is our home for now. And other species here are living in harmony with each other, okay? There's a balance. That's all I always talk about, a balance to things, right? So you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your energies from that, and you really got to go and develop those. The 7 is always for me about protect yourself from deceptions, people who oppose you, because you'll feel undermined sometimes. People will say you're living in a land of, la-la. Where are you at? Why you live there? Because somebody needs to. Somebody needs to dream up a better way of being, of doing. Somebody needs to restore the balance, such as nature does, okay? There may be, I don't know how many thousands, millions of these that fly off that tree, and they don't all take root, but some of them do. And people may destroy them, because they're afraid that the roots are going to destroy, you know, their sidewalks or their foundations, because the roots really grow fast, or they grow really high and the branches fall down and it, you know, it gets caught in a lawnmower and can cause damage. They're very much afraid of that. This tree is adapted. It throws out thousands of these and hopes that it'll take ground and that it'll keep growing. It's adapted. It's adapted to its environment. And you need to adapt to yours, okay? It's time to make this happen. It's time to go and make this happen. And by the way, my husband told me next year that even though it may be a lower yielding, you have to collect more water to have a bigger yield of maple syrup, he's still going to attempt it. Instead of calling it a garbage maple, we're going to tap into those trees and see exactly what we can do. No more having other people dictate, okay? And that's exactly it. When you give it a shot, when you do something, you're going to see something come to life. The fruits of your labor come from gratitude. Okay? It's by your ability to become self-sufficient, by going after what you want, by going to the edge and really accomplishing a lot through hard work and your good choices. You can't let other people dictate what you know. You have to adapt to things. Okay? You have a deeper knowing. How do you have a deeper knowing? Because you've sat there and you've tried to figure it out, Pisces. You have done your own homework. Okay? It's over now. We don't have to argue the point with every single person like people do nowadays. You know, hashtag everything. But when they tell us something, you don't simply need to sit there and go, yes, you're absolutely right. We can do our own research. We can go, I listened to your point of view. It was very interesting. However, I've decided that I'm going to try this and see if there's something I can do, okay? We give up too easily and we put too much emphasis on people's simple opinions. Everybody has an opinion. My husband has a saying about that. He says it's like an ASS, HOLE. Everybody has one. And it's true. And I'm not saying that opinions are bad. They're not. They offer great ways of thinking of different things. Somebody's opinion. Give me 100 opinions. But I don't say yes to all of them. I take the ones I want. Put some on hold and figure I'll get back to them. And the rest I discard. Because that's my life. Right? And that's how you lead yourself to victory. That's how you accomplish things. That's how you get progress. That's how you develop self-confidence. By trusting your own choices, okay, to lead you to where you want to go. It's not your final destination, but it's a wonderful thing, right? Just take it from the tree. We'll continue with the tree analogy. Does the tree stop throwing seeds even though it makes a mess? Even though it's told that it's garbage? No, it keeps trying to reproduce. It doesn't listen to people. Doesn't listen to chainsaws. Doesn't react to anything. It just tries to keep alive and growing and spreading, right? We can really take some introspection from the tree and its ability to keep trying, okay, to keep adapting, okay, and to realize when we sit with this inner knowing, of course there's that Page of Swords, that we have the ability to turn those thoughts from negatives to a positive, okay. I have a story here. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but they're bringing it up to me. When I was trying to save a whole bunch of money, especially on my cell phone bills, when I was starting to pay off debt, I was looking for a cell phone service that was really cheap, and there was one that was there was a company that was in I live in a country, so it's very hard to find like decent service. If you were in a city, they have like 20,000 different things. I'm exaggerating, of course. But there was this one company that was far enough away, but close enough that maybe they would be offering service at a much better price. Now, I was working outside the home, and I said, do you know if this company offers? And they went, oh, no, they don't, no. No, they don't, no, they don't. And this was the opinion of somebody else. I said, I'm going to call anyway. Didn't say anything to that person, just called the company, and I went, lo and behold, yes, they did offer it. Okay? Yes, they did offer service. So it was new. So I drove all the way to where they were, which was about an hour away, and got all our phones changed to that service, which saved us, I think, $150 a month. That was quite a bit. And if I had listened to that one person, to his no, I would have never tried. Sometimes you have to go to the horse's mouth, as they say, okay? Do your own sleuthing. Do your own inner work. Now, this was an outward example. You can do this for everything, for inward. You can go talk to your guides. If your guides are saying something and you need more information, talk to more guides. Do it until you can find your deep knowing, the information that makes you feel like you really did your homework and that you're really feeling at home with your decisions. There's no place like home. It could be inside of yourself, this home, this place where you are comfortable at, where you live inside of yourself, where you're going, this is my house, this is my place. I feel great here, okay? Remember that. So these two came out together. So what they're saying, come to the edge, they're kind of telling you, once you do have your ideas, once you do know what you want to do, don't sit on them. It's time to launch, okay? With the judgment card, judgment for me is always being accountable for your own choices and your behavior, okay? Reviewing, renewing, getting a second idea, a second opinion, like I was talking about. This is it, okay? Really look in deep. Review what you need to. Change what needs to be changed. Release it and then launch. Okay, this card of the Three of Wands. Launch it. Make it go. Okay, persevere. Adapt. Wow. Right. And these two came out as well. Transitioning to growth. Transitioning to growth. The Six of Swords into the King of Pentacles. The King of Prosperity. Okay? The abundant, wealthy, successful, practical, beautiful, treasures to be had, giver, generous king. Okay? So you really, really have to do this work if you want to reach destination. Because if the maple had given up, we'll give it this way. Take a note out of nature's page, okay? If the maple had given up when they stood in front of it and said, you're garbage and you're spreading, and everybody keeps cutting you down because you don't yield as much. Your water is not as sugary as the other maples. You're not that great. Yeah, you grow really quick and you can fill up gaps, but the cons are worse than the pros. If that tree had listened to that, if it had given up after it had been torn down so many times and uprooted and gotten rid of and cursed at, it would have disappeared, but it doesn't. It it keeps going. And it is still the fastest growing tree in our yard. And when it gets too big, I get very sad for having to cut it down. Because it is beautiful and majestic. It is, after all, a tree. It does offer sugar water that makes a beautiful bottle of maple sugar. It is a tree. I've got to stop talking about the tree because I almost feel pain for it. It's kind of weird, Pisces. I'm not an emotional person, but for nature I feel that it's taken so much crap from us being here. Nature has had to adapt to everything that we do to it all the time, and it never complains. It finds its own balance. And to me, that is a very emotional thing. They do quite effortlessly what we struggle so hard to find. That's basically what that is. Moving on, Pisces. Nature heals you as well. We run away to it every time we need re-energizing, okay? Every time we feel we gotta start back at the beginning, we go back to nature. We breathe in the air. We listen to the rustling leaves and the wind going through it. You could hear the water. It's perfect. If you cut down branches, you can burn it. It'll give you heat. It brings you the energy of fire. If you cut it down, you can build houses, shacks. It gives you the energy of earth. It's planted in the earth. And the water that we provide, it feeds it. And the air, it keeps us cool, gives us shade. It spreads, the air spreads everything. It lives in perfect balance with all the energies of the planet. It even embraces fire when it burns it all down for it to grow stronger. It is such a beautiful nature, and trees in particular are such a beautiful, the most beautiful teacher that the planet can offer us. Many people don't see it as such. But we sure could learn a lot. I wish they taught that in schools, to tell you the truth. I really do. Maybe they do. I know they didn't when I went. Right. Yeah. Learning from this beautiful teacher could snap us out of so many cycles of addictions, of frustrations, getting stuck. Yeah. It would definitely get us out of this tied up energy that we love to so live in. And it's there to teach us about cycles. Absolutely. It's something I wasn't really talking about, but it is. All the trees go through cycles with the seasons. Absolutely. It goes into a dormant phase. It goes to almost like a rebirth every year. It slows down. It almost comes close to death, where all the leaves just drop off. And then in spring starts coming back to life. It's a regenerative, beautiful seasons. If you see a tree trunk that's been cut, you can see all the little lines and how many years they've been here and what they've suffered if they've had disease. They're not unlike a human being, but better, because you can actually see more from those circles, what actually happened, if there was a major event, if that tree even went through a forest fire and survived through it. You can see that. It's all there for you to read, like a map. It offers us such rich, rich lessons of everything that it is, by simply standing there and being. How it constantly adapts and finds balance in everything. It's truly remarkable, Pisces. It is truly remarkable. So, yes, you're saying, Jane, you just sat here and talked about trees. I did. And it's probably one of the most important readings that I've ever done. So, there you go. And for anybody who just stumbles on this video, I'm totally ready for being made fun of at this point, and I have no problems with it. Because there's a deep knowing in the message. And if you're willing to receive it, you will. Keep it simple. Old souls use words very sparingly, except of course for I, love, thank, you, wow, now, and cool. Wow, I love you now, the universe. P.S. Which sounds much better than wow, now I love you. Sequence is important. This is cute. So, this is very appropriate for me because I felt there's been a lot of pauses. But I'm really feeling the tree energy. I'm feeling the nature energy here where pauses were needed. I love being flowy and getting the information out, but sometimes we need to just slow it down. Trees aren't yelling at us. Trees are just beautiful. They offer shade. They offer so much. They offer so much more than we see. We all take advantage of it every day, and that's okay. When it gets super hot like it does, like it's been in the last couple of days here, it's such a saving grace if you want to spend some time outside. You could just sit under the shade of a beautiful tree, and it makes it okay. You can look at the sun. It saves you from being scorched by the sun. So it's a really, really beautiful energy. So that's it for now. I will come back and talk more. I'm going to let Spirit take over later on, do the extended, and see what other lessons they have to give us for this particular reading. I don't know if we're going to be talking about trees a whole lot more, but I think they want to come in and give some really good information that you can use pertaining to what this energy had to give us today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and blessings, Pisces. I think you're wonderful, and I will see you later. Don't forget that I do both readings at the same table now every day. So I do one day here and the other day at the other table. So if you see the thumbnails and you're starting to get confused, just watch it. Just click on the subscribe button and notification. When the notification pops up for you, that's because that's the new video for the night or the morning. I post twice a day. Thank you very much, Pisces. I will see you later. Take care.